Now we are on the last stands on the grand final day of the grand finale. I say actually I was repetitive intentionally as we walk into the last battle on Inspired Broadband presents Valorant Skirmish Cup Season 2 as the finalists are All Stars and Untitled. Well, this is the day we have been working for as the champions will crown themselves as the victors and at the same time will bank 25K in their pockets. Even though this is not about the money, it's more about the rivalry actually between the players because again, the players between the side of Untitled and ALS used to be teammates actually, if I want to be very honest, especially if Champa or should I say Rosa. So I have to admit that there might as well be some rivalries against the players of All Stars, which I have mentioned the last day. But as of now, we are getting into the map ban, which we couldn't actually deliberate that fast because we actually had a rush as the game already has gone on the way and is already executing. As this is definitely gonna be a story of revenge from either of these sides, as we do see the players of Untitled starting things off, and I do love how the UI looks like actually, even though the player who went down actually is not visible, it's completely fine. It will be updated as Inspire Productions is putting their blood and sweat onto these particular production, if I might. So I must admit, this actually gives us a lot more in-depth evaluation of what's happening, even though we do not get the confirmation that which players are alive. It's completely fine. At least we get to know how much creds they have and what form of utilities they have, as well as it will disappear suddenly, but the plan has gone down from looks like players of All Stars. They are feeling kind of confident, but then again, this is Haven, so I'm not gonna be able to predict which team is gonna be able to have an advantage or an edge over the other. Mosquito going for a second kill of his own, but he's gonna pair instead onto his twin brother. Babushka's camera has indeed disconnected as we never mind, it is gonna be reconnecting, but Falcon able to get rid of Arya as we do get to see the equal pace from both of the sides. We will be seeing Rosa with one of his own, but Perry is gonna be on a rampage of his own, but it will be stopped by the side of Babushka. A very fast round, but a very faster retake from the side of Untitled. All Stars, they are definitely superstar players, but the players of Untitled, they are no exception. Again, a lot of these players used to be on the same team. So, with that, I do want to see how things actually end up for either of these teams. It is a best of 3, ladies and gentlemen, if you have missed the map ban. But as I was saying, and it's definitely gonna be dictated by the pace of the game, as it will definitely go super hyper goddamn fast. It will be Rosa able to open things up with 2 of his own. Falcon will capitalize on that one as well, looking for more. Mosquito, however, will bite a little bit more than he can chew, as Hermione will be able to tap him away with the right click. But nice all up to pair. Even though the UI definitely has disappeared, but at least we can say that they will be back on the equation. And I guess they will actually be coming back to this after all, because we do see the older previous UI coming back. I guess there have been multiple backup UIs, which is actually amazing for the side of Instant Productions. But at the same time, if you want to be awesome by yourself, and if you want to be on these particular stages, you need good internet, ladies and gentlemen. And this tournament is indeed brought to you by Inspired Broadband. So don't miss the chance, because after this particular tournament, at least I wouldn't know how to I know how to contact them, but the numbers, you'll have to visit their pages, which is gonna be on your screen in the nick of time, in a couple of seconds. There you have it. You can just call them and have a shell pill, go for the lines, and I would just say you don't have to worry about anything else in the future, because technically speaking, if you have a good internet once, it's not gonna be having too much of an oopsies down the line. Even though if they have, I'm pretty damn sure Inside Broadband will have it covered with their physical support. But as of now, the problems will start to gather up on the side of all Untitled. As it will be a very bloody round indeed, but still, it will be a 2v0 situation which will favor the side of All Stars. Elimination is the name of the game. But Untitled, they are gonna be able to go for their own full buys this time around. And that's just something I've been expecting. And should I say, anybody would have expected. But this is where they'll have to turn the tables around. And maybe, just maybe, make a gameplay of a lifetime. I do realize that Untitled does have the lead. They are one of the few teams who can keep the lead even after the bonuses. I'm not surprised to see Unit on that particular agent, or should I say, Neon. I wouldn't have been surprised if I saw Rosa on that as well, but Rosa doesn't quite even need the speed of Neon. She's just way too fast with the Jet by the Jet himself. Missile's location reveal. Every single soul of China knows exactly where he is. Or should I say all of China knows where he is, and now the tags are gonna be there as well, putting salt in the wound. He has to decide which player is it gonna be. Who will have the honor to take Missile down, but it is gonna be none other than Rosa. He is definitely pissed. Or maybe just having some fun, getting rid of his own ex-teammates, Missile and Hermione in particular. But then again, it's not about XZ Lee here. I wouldn't know if it was because of whatever. But as I said, Untitled. As I said, they do know how to keep up the lead, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Not showing any form of weaknesses. 3-1. As the odds do favor the side of Untitled, but make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, the players of All-Stars, they are All-Stars for a reason. Stuns will be dispatched, and that is gonna allow Yuta to take proper control of the long side. We do see some RGBs on his monitor as well, funny enough, as he is using the RGX bundle as well. Should I say the RGX Classics? RGX Classic. Apologies for the double X, not the triple. Because that's dedicated, but as of now, the players of All Stars are yet to make up standing of their own, because their map controls are okay, but not something they can work with down the line. Ruiner will spot our Arya down the into the sewer side. Now he will know it's gonna be a double peek, but look at Rosa. This guy doesn't have any fear. He doesn't even care of his life. And he is simply gonna go to find a third kill of his own, and now he might even be looking for the ace, but it's gonna be a Missile who will tap him out of existence. But now, it's all up to the man, the myth, the legend, Hermione, who has been a monster, a menace to society with that Marshall. Will do the first shot, but not enough to take him down. Mosquito, however, will find just that with the Odin. Now, it is gonna allow the players of Untitled to keep themselves in lead, and look at Rosa go! As we get to relive the moment on instant replay. You did? Poor soul didn't even know what hit him. Even though Missile was able to get the trade off, but then again, Rosa has already caused enough wreak havoc that he just can't chill and put his arms behind his back and maybe have some laugh.
Just for fun?
We know for a fact that on the semifinals, he did drop a bomb of 40. I do want to see if Yurat can contest that again. He is the duelist of that particular team. Two extremely aggressive duelists of both the sides. Even though we do have Ruiner, who is ruining the fun here, as he is the third party, if I might. But still, I'm not calling him that. He does have the capability to support Rosa, because he has indeed. It's gonna be there, but still, Ruiner doesn't quite find the confidence to go for that, because definitely peeking out that particular angle is gonna be death sentence. The players of All Stars start to creep up inside the objective, but the Outrun will not be able to find that much of a value.
You should run.
We do have the attacker killjoy available, but I do wonder if Falcon, yeah, he did use his own prematurely, so it's gonna be a problem of their own. But then again, I do believe that they should be able to have at least enough reading zone
Spike
so we
down.
will say that that's exactly gonna be the case here, as Falcon will survive, but Hermione and you are able to capitalize onto that particular player. We will be seeing Rosa isolated and detained, but it's not even gonna be the main concern, because the rotation has already been called out, as Pear will
30
go for a
seconds
speed
left.
side take, as he will be able to burn a couple of
Spike
seconds as
planted.
well, and keeping back to long. So that is looking pretty dominant if you ask me, because he also dodged all the utilities available from the side of Babushka's arsenal. Now, the retake is gonna be difficult, but not definitely not impossible, because three extremely angry defenders and very capable defenders are alive. And they might just be able to get away with it. Babushka's camera keeps disconnecting, as he does not use Inspired Broadband, ladies and gentlemen, but still. He's just a Russian Babushka, if you know what I mean. Smokes are gonna be there. He will be going to the half queue, so I do not quite see any utility score, but it will be the Huntress theory, which is gonna try its level best to get the values. But Yudet and Hermione will go for the cleanup duty, as they will utilize their ultimates. Except for Yudet, he will just get it back online and the moment I said it. will be able to keep themselves creeping a bit more further as they now are starting to take the fights head on. But then again, mind you, it did come down to a 2v1. So that's also something they need to keep in mind. Not and even though that's kind of unnecessary to mention, but it's just the obvious that Hermione was indeed forced to use that Hunter's Fury. But it did all go down perfectly and they found their value, so no problem from that. No point in saving those extremely powerful utilities for a rainy day, especially if you're having a drought of your own. It looks like they have heard me loud and clear. It's gonna be none other than Rosa, who will be taken out prematurely by the hands of Hermione. You dead?
There.
Expecting players, but it's looking like Hermione. It's gonna be a rumble of his own. He will need to get a double of his own, but still, Udet's journey will end here, but not so applicable to the side of Hermione. As once again, a very quick round from the side of All Stars, as they're gonna be rushing inside of B. And it's gonna be Hermione, the living legend, who will be able to find a 4K. Not exactly a ace, I think it was Udet who found the other one. Not sure if it was the case, but still. That's an indication that the players of All Stars, they also have the capabilities to make the players of the Untitled make a run for it. And the run is something they are actually making, if you think about it, because they are stuck on an eco, but then again, I'm not counting them out of the equation quite yet. Rosa used his ultimate last round. That is an interesting decision if you ask me, but then a Mosquito! He will bite and sting like a bee, as he will take 2 players down with the stinger, but now he's all to missile. Does have a proper gun, but the problem is, the players are alive and they have the information. Babushka knows exactly what happened here. But then again, Missile needs to make sure the guns are gonna be guarded, but no, he will not find that. Instead, it's gonna be a shopping spree from the side of Untitled, the surviving players of Untitled, if I might. So technically speaking, that push from the side of Mosquito just gave them the edge they were looking for, because I have to admit the setup was impressive because Ruiner was holding a longer line of sight as Mosquito was creeping up. I would have said crab walking if there were any dually weapon or comparable to the dualies in CSGO. They would have crab walked here. But instead, Untitled will just showcase that they don't even need the best of guns available, or should I say the most expensive guns available to win rounds of their own. Completely fine. Again, the attackers will take full control of C-side, nothing to contest here. But the problem for them is that their opposition does indeed have that lockdown. I'm just thinking if Babushka will be utilizing it because their opposition does not quite have it. Or should I say, they do have the Rolling Thunder available, but that's all. That's the only hard utility they have to fight against their opposition. They'll have to get killed, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Uded able to find one. Looking forward to more as Missile's gonna be getting rid of Ruiner. And now problems do start to gather up for the side of players of Untitled, as they are not having too many players to survive. It's all up to Rosa now. The man, the myth, the legend, the centerpiece of this team. He just knows that he'll have to save. This is not every day you get to see Rosa saving. What am I kidding? I think this is the first time in my lifetime that I'm seeing Rosa saving. Or maybe I have, I can't remember, but he understands the stakes. He knows he can definitely frag it out, but he's not gonna let it go that easily. So, we'll save the Vandal to live to tell the tale, as he will allow his opposition to have a 5-4 standoff. Still a lead in their favor. Anyway. Need to check some text there, ladies and gentlemen, so I do apologize for that, but hey, we all have lives as well. But the players of Untitled, they are technically going to be on a half buy if you ask me, because I do see a lot of utilities available and some decent weapons as well. But I guess they are opting to play the C side for retakes on multiple occasions. Kinda not a big fan of that, because I know you can take garage control, but then again, taking control of garage without making noise is usually a difficult call. So, not sure if it's really a worthwhile decision, but then again, the artistry did pop out, but no value have been found. Missile will be taken out by the side of Ruiner, but it's just a refrag for the death of Mosquito. Other players are starting to triple a bit more because of the weaker weapons they have, but still Babushka is the only player. He's gonna see him going in for the first take, but no instant refresh. That's kind of questionable if I think about it. But then again, Falcons did try to take something. We will be having Rosa on a rumble. It's gonna be a 1v1 between Rosa and Pear. This is gonna be interesting to say the very least, as Rosa knows exactly where his nemesis lies on. It's low on HP, and that's exactly what Pear wants to play around with, and he doesn't want to give Rosa anything whatsoever. As Trevor Discipline will just show off that he doesn't care! He'll simply get the kill even with 2 HP to his name! This guy! Holy shit, Rosa, what was that? Pear, I mean, you did win the round, so kudos to you, but good God, Rosa! He just knew exactly where the head of the Omen is gonna pop out. He was ADSing as well, understanding that here is a stairway where he may try to mess up his corset placement. But not with Rosa, ladies and gentlemen. Not with Rosa. He did go down, but he did go down in fashion. Doing some friendship dances as well, showing out that even with 2 HP, you couldn't kill me. It was the spike. 15 kills on his name as a centerpiece. Does look to be that he is just showing off that he can indeed clutch rounds, but it was just the time which did not favor his odds. Oh well. This is interesting to say the very least, but then again, the odds have indeed been nullified. Both of the sides, if they have no lead over the other. Something I was expecting for a very long time, but finally we will get to see it as you did. Was not quite confirmed the location of Rosa. But there you have it. Rosa is gonna be in a rumble, able to get 2, but still, Ruiner will ruin the fun as well, as he's gonna be able to get 2 of his own. It's all up to Pear, as he will have to make an ace and a clutch to make this happen, but maybe, just maybe, it's gonna be possible. Not necessarily. It's gonna be Babusha who will stop that fight right there as Untitled puts themselves right back on the driver's seat yet again. But good God, these duelists. It kind of feels like, I mean, again, it is Haven, I understand. I hear you guys, ladies and gentlemen. But it does feel like that they are having a frag show of their own. I mean, I wouldn't say this is not exactly a strategic gameplay, but at the same time, Haven is the first map of the game. So I'm really not surprised to see that the frags are actually being the equalizer here instead of the plans or post plans or whatever the hell you can mention. It's just raw Valorant at its finest in Bangladesh. The players of all stars. I understand this is the last one before the swap, but they're gonna do their level best to equalize the odds. But I do believe this is gonna be a difficult challenge because they are suddenly starting to lose players here and there. At least that's just one of them. You did. Who did have the ultimate available. Not be utilizing it. At least will not get the chance to utilize it. Not so applicable for the side of Rosa though. He does have the base storms up and running. And now all he's looking forward to is some heads of the players of all stars. Missile already low on HP, so he will have to think twice before taking a fight. Even though I'm not saying that he cannot, because they are very much gifted players. Not many ultimates to work with though. Only 2 ultimates available. One of them has already been deployed. Not sure if the Out of Shadows from the side of Pear will be utilized. Missile can indeed get the ult point. If he can get a kill, or probably he can go for the spike plant. I guess that's gonna be the main plan, because that's at least gonna burn 10 seconds of the post plant out of the 45. So you have 35 seconds to go for a retake, considering the fact that you have to walk all the way inside the objective as well, but not necessarily. So I'm not quite sure if... Never mind, it was none other than Arya who went for the plan, and that's exactly what they're gonna kind of F up. I don't get it actually.
Gun here.
Because it just felt like that they just wanted this plan to be done with. And the moment it was done, it was done. There's nothing else to talk about it. As Untitled will be allowing themselves to have the lead in the first half, but why though? Again, I understand to some regards that maybe they had a reason that even with the ultimate available, they might just as well rush inside the objective. In that case, take the crossfire first inside the objective and then go for the plan. I understand, and so does they, that the players of Untitled, especially Rosa, is ruthless. And he doesn't give a living damn of whatever comes on his way. Even if it's a spike, he's still gonna get the kill, or kills if he must. So with that, at least increase the odds of your chances of winning the rounds, but I don't know. But anyways, it is a second half. Something which definitely was not expected from a star level player from the side of All Stars, but then again, UBEZ is really biting a lot more than he can chew. He's super low on HP, Hermione has already met his fate, that's a problem. I can already see that Rosa is just spamming on the dead body of Hermione. Even last round, actually, he was spamming his body when it was in hell. Not quite sure if he has anything to do with it, but anyways, the less we know, the better. Other players are opting to go for AC rotation, so a wise decision if you ask me, because now at least they won't have the information of the rotations considering the Sova has been taken out. They do have a breach as an initiator, but the problem is the breach will not give you exact information. Instead, you'll have to dive inside to take advantage of those particular utilities. Ruiner will get a pair here, making things a lot more difficult for the side of Untitled already, for the side of All Stars than it already is. Flashes in hand, but still he should have some players in the close proximity to take advantage of that. But again, they are giving the players of the side of Untitled 1v1s, and to be very honest, Rosa will gladly take it. Solver UDED, the newest star on the roster of All Stars. It's gonna be Ruiner, who will ruin all the dreams he had. Funny enough, the Ruiner was literally side strafing. And somehow, I think it was Arya who was not able to connect the shots, but then again, it is just a pistol round, so I do understand where they're coming from. But when it comes to pistol rounds, it does come down to the raw aim and mechanics. As Rosa, yeah, he wants to drop the 30 bomb in this game, showing off that I can get 30 kills even against the star players. To be very honest, he's not too far away from it. Only need 9 more kills, and this is something which is not very impossible for the side of Rosa. He's a Radiant for a reason. He will simply dash inside the objective, able to spot out the Omen! But the Omen needs a cover, which it's gonna be available. You dead! Will shut down both the players with the classics he has. And now the plan for the side of All-Star, Untitled, will just shatter into oblivion. What the actual F just happened here? Babushka didn't have a weapon, so that's something he'll have to work with. Mosquito hopefully did have a Bulldog, but rest of them have indeed been recovered by the attackers, the defenders. I understand, Rosa, you are in an adrenaline rush, but again, you know you played with these players. They were your teammates. And you know how dominant they can be as well, even though I understand the confidence because you're no exception. But even then, sometimes being extremely zealous is not gonna be able to get you to the smartest of decisions, and at the same time, I understand it was very ambitious for him. But nice also Mosquito does have the spike in his hand. At least the 300 defense is gonna be able to give him something with 8 HP on his name. Does have the Bulldog, but if I were him, I would have just escaped the vicinity and probably dropped the Bulldog somewhere. But then again, he was able to find one more kill onto his name. That's gonna allow the players to not able to save another Bulldog. I have to be happy with 2 Bulldogs and 1 Guardian. I do believe it has been swapped, but I'm not quite sure if it's really the case. But All Stars will be able to slap it back on their own eco round. Thrifty on the face of the Untitled, exactly the way they did. But I have to compliment Udit a bit more over here because he was the calm person here. He baited his own teammate precisely, and I don't mean it in an offensive manner. He was able to save the Omen as well. I have to admit, this is where you can showcase team play as a whole. 8-6, ladies and gentlemen. as the players of Untitled will definitely have a disadvantage with the economy, considering they have lost much more expensive weapons compared to the opposition. And looks like it's gonna be exactly what we expected, because the frags are starting to come down in favor of the side of All Stars as they are on the edge of equalizing it once again. But this is technically a bonus round from their side. They have the Vandals, but they actually were not focusing on those particular Vandals because they were focusing on these Bulldogs a bit more. One of the Vandals will be taken out from the side of Missile. Not sure if it's going to be recovered though, but if it is, that's going to be an X factor for the side of Untitled, because that gun can definitely turn the tides. But I guess they are not going to be risking it. Hermione is definitely guarding his fallen teammate's body.
Gotta go.
Reeds are going to be successful from the side of Udid, but I do wonder if he does have the confidence to go for it. He does. He's trying to strafe away the players in the vicinity, but it is going to be done other than Rosa and Babushka, who will take him out of the equation.
30 seconds left.
Again, not the most expensive weapons available to God, but still, Ruiner will be the one who will bite the dust. And now Arya in a pickle, but still does have the information on Babushka, so that's looking very straightforward and competent. 3v3, the clock is running out. Running down, actually. Champa able to get rid of Hermione here, and as he will use his own favorite weapon, or should I say signature weapon, against his own self. Falcon with a Bulldog against Bear with a Vandal. Problem is that Falcon doesn't have the best of HP advantages. He knows his wrapping. What's the case, but Falcon? There was not too much he could have done with 60 HP to his name with a Bulldog, but then again, he did kind of give away his position, as Pair will be able to capitalize. As All Stars, one more round closer to equalize the odds. But make no mistake, it was a half buy from the side of Untitled, one. And secondly, it went down to a 1v1 with a postman as well. I would consider that to be an extremely good eco round from the side of Untitled. And with this in equation, there's no questions that they're going to be able to go for their full buys. And even if they don't, at least on the side of Rosa, he just needs one ore to recover his Blade Storm. Even then, it's not really the biggest case here, as they do certainly have the full buys available. Udid with the operator in his hand. A very tall task, but then again, he knows the presence of A main has been very prominent. It's gonna be a gamble, but the attackers are willing to take it as Missile. He's playing off on the contact of his turret, which has been taken out of the equation. Not quite going for the jiggle peaks yet, because he knows there is definitely someone outside of that garage. He's not wrong, it is his ex-teammate. The smokes are gonna be there, as Missile will take a little bit of damage from the spams. That will definitely make him a little bit more vulnerable to phantom headshots, but not something he'll have to worry about, considering the opposition are all using Vandals. Actually, we have 9 Vandals in the game, so not a problem for him. Stuns are gonna be there, but Rosa will be able to escape in the nick of time. Udid will be the first one though, as a first blood. Rosa's not having the best of rounds over here, as you can see, but then again, he is on the lurk already on a post plan. Ruiner able to get rid of Missile, looking for more. Mosquito is going to be able to capitalize, and now the players of All Stars, they are looking like they are kind of lost in Wonderland. They're not able to find that much of a value. Never mind, the moment I said it. Terror able to find his twin brother, but then again, Babushka will simply fry his own teammate. Not exactly sure that if that's the new definition of roasting your own teammates, but it's going to be Falcon and Rosa starting to get the kills of their own. I mean, should I say, just adding up to the kills of their own, as Rosa is just getting closer and goddamn closer to dropping the 30 bomb. You know he wants it. And everybody else does as well. It's anybody's guess. And if Rosa can drop it, you can already say that, at least in his heart, he have already won the game before the map itself. But I don't think he should be focusing on that. I don't think he should be focusing on that, because the maps do have its value. It's not a best of 5; it is a best of 3. But they'll have to keep themselves. They'll have to understand the fact that I cannot overextend to an extent where I cannot keep up to myself. Again, the attackers are showing extreme patience, not able to decide where they're gonna be going, but it is gonna be Pear who will be punished for an extremely deep lurk. As a controller even, so... I do wanna know what was the plan. I understand this is the eco round, but... What was the plan? Missile? Oh shit, he didn't connect the shots, unfortunately. He did connect the shots, but not enough. Will be Rosa who will take the damage, but he's gonna do more damage onto none other than Missile, as he will have the covers onto Mosquito to go for the plants as well. 97, ladies and gentlemen, as we start to see the players of All Stars kind of crippling here, because one more round to go on an eco, and their opposition is going to be sitting on a double digit. Babushka getting Rapari as well, and now make it a lot more difficult as Hermione. It's the last player standing, as Aggressive is going to be joining me, as I will be forced to share the link because he is my brother, but then again, he is a little bit late for the action. But hey, we will be getting to see Aggressive joining us as well, but Untitled. Yeah, I should say that this game kind of should be renamed that Rosa's Redemption, as he has already been sitting on 25 kills. And what's up, Iggy? You good?
Yeah, I had a small little bit of an emergency that I really didn't take care of for the family, but can't really miss out on any of this action. Yep, it's gonna be all fine and dandy. Don't really worry about that. But being late is pretty much inexcusable. But for the members of All Stars, them missing out on a lot of key kills is also unacceptable. Coming back already in towards the game, and they already have to witness something like this. They need to try and change this one pretty soon. Otherwise, not going to be looking pretty good for them. It's Untitled. I've been taking round after round for this, but with a couple of key notes to just make the difference. 3 rounds away for the members of All Stars to get themselves back into this for the running. Overall, Hermione does open things up, but a perfect spam coming in from Rosa to completely nullify any form of an advantage that could have been gained. They're playing this one smart, and they're playing this well. This early answer will be perfect. You did. Waiting for his chance, but he's just not going to be able to get it. Look at that. They've reset themselves out. 40 seconds left on the clock. It's Untitled. They need to go and find this answer soon. Did they execute? It's right around the corner.
This is there, but at the same time, it does feel like the players of All Stars, they have started to lose their, confidence, if I might. But then again, I do believe that they can definitely turn the tables around. But allowing the tables to turn around as well also gives the players of Untitled to capitalize on the frag, especially for the side of Rosa. The clock is ticking as they are kind of forced to go for a plant now. Any second now, Rosa will be going for the cover, but it's going to be taken up by Missile instantaneously now. Falcon just knows it's going to be all hell breaking loose as they're going to be wrapping him all over the place on B side. Ring around the Rosie, but it's going to be Uded who will find success on getting him. 10-7 will be converted into a 10-8. Yeah, you were saying, go on.
No, it's just all about that first initial kill too. As soon as Ruiner or Mosquito goes down, even though Rosa is the star caliber player, you just can't really do much unless you have that second duelist online for yourself to try and go in for executes like this. They're in a pretty precarious situation for the members of All Stars, and even though they are in the lead, it's pretty significant too, but think about it. They are lacking a lot of the utility and firepower that ALS have on their margin. And as long as ALS are able to capitalize on top of that utility, Untitled, they're in a very tough position.
For certain, but at the same time, it does feel like that the players are focusing a lot more on the fragging capabilities and the utilities. I mean, I'm not saying it has been invisible or absent. Not exactly, but we did get moments where the players of Untitled and All Stars just fragged it out. They just wanted to showcase that we are the better fraggers out of you guys. Again, it is actually a revenge story for both of the sides. But the legacy will be something people will remember, that they used to be teammates and now probably bloodborne rivals, but the rivalry is just starting to take a little bit of a uphill, if I might, or the slope goes uphill rather, because Hermione. What
You did not
are you doing, buddy? What the actual hell are you up to?
Nobody cleared them. Wait.
That I know, but nobody cleared him. That's one. But how does he do this?
That felt like a casual R6 game. Nobody clears the corner, all of us die together.
That's basically you.
No.
That is you. You're
Bad
the player who
boy.
only plays Valkyrie and that's it.
No.
Just kidding, I love you, man. But you do suck. But anyways, he missed the Lear as well.
No, I don't think he missed the lead. He just sprayed down 4 people who was just running in through mid. Immediate tactical timeout now being taken by the members of Untitled. They are missing out on key opportunities here, Gresto. That should not have happened. Hermione getting a 4K from mid. The most rookie level mistakes that you can ever make in a game of Valorant is happening right here in front of your screens. He was waiting in mid, peeked around a corner. He literally saw a player just walk casually into the site, not clearing any of his angles. You cannot make this up. These are some mistakes that never should happen.
Well, I guess the adrenaline is just getting the best of them at this instance. There's nothing else I can actually think about. But hey, as it has been the case, and I do realize and I do understand, they have come to the realization. I do appreciate it because now that with the tactical timeout, they should be able to change a couple of things here and there and maybe try to be a bit more unpredictable here on out because All Stars was able to equalize the odds only once on 5-5, and after that it was all but Untitled who had the edge. But again, the players of All Stars, you know that as well, Aggie, that they are known for making the impossible possible. So if you give them too much breathing zone, trust me, they will definitely come ashore. Untitled? I hope they have found the solution and they're gonna try to do exactly just that. 10-10 or 9-11?
There they are.
It's kind of the biggest question if I ask. Then again, Hermione, with that ultimate available, he will tag up a couple of players, which I do believe, but no kills. But it's still fine as long as the chip damages are there. That's gonna allow them to have a bit more of a favorable odds of gunfights. And I guess that's the case after loss. You dead? Walking into the abyss. He didn't know he got
flash. Wait, no! That's from his
he
teammate!
flashed himself.
No, that was from his teammate! Yeah, good God, Arya. A very significant mistake on that margin you did. Could have easily found something big there. The second kill, that would have been his. Instead, it's gonna be Missile. Sorry, not Missile. Babushka is gonna be the one to shut him down instead. Arya, another chance and an opportunity to try and redeem himself here. But even then, it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade, and through these blunders, the members of All Stars, they found themselves in a little bit more of a better position overall.
30 seconds left.
So now, it's all about the smart resets. Play it slow, play it steady here, buddy, and as long as Hermione, he finds that perfect timing. Here's at the footsteps, trying to run their way through. They're going to be able to find the forward-sided positions, and as long as Rosa gets into a good spot with that Blade Storm, he's in prime spots to try and get his team this victory and to stop this equalization from happening. All Stars, they're waiting for the perfect opportunity, and Rosa, understanding this, this is Rosa, baby! He gets the Blade Storm, and he is going to be able to come out alive! Untitled, they take the 11 on the back of Rosa, and it's a wonderful game sense.
Jesus Christ, Rosa, what are you made of? I was expecting Falcon to play a bit more passively considering he does have the Hunter's Free available. Didn't expect him to go in, but then again, I guess the main reason he went in was to give none other than Rosa the information that, okay, there are players here you can slaughter, and it was nothing but a slaughterhouse. Rosa the Butcher. Okay, never mind. It's all good shots. I have to admit the timing was impeccable. As he's trying to get a second one of his on himself, by himself. It's a repair, getting the Falcon. A good start from the side of ALS. But then again, they'll have to hold this line. They have what it takes to stall this push, especially with Rosa off the board. And it looks like Missile is pissed after all. It's all up to Ruiner. Doesn't have the spike as it's in no man's land. What's he gonna do? He does have the Empress available, but I don't really think that's gonna be the best of decisions considering that your opposition has much more of a better arsenal and may just know where the players where he might be. Maybe not the exact location, but I do expect them to believe that they are expecting him on mid. Not too much of a distant call out if you think about it. Then again, if he's gonna be waiting here for 30 seconds, it can technically be a discount timeout as well. Not sure if it's gonna be the case, but you know what? I think it is gonna be the case. A discount timeout. As they get to talk and probably gets themselves on the same page of the book. Okay, there you go.
Gotta try to see if they can get a little bit closer to for this fight. ZLS, they do get the double on the board, but regardless of that, Ruiner is able to save this weapon into the following round. That is going to be a huge hit for them. Arya looking for the chance, but Udet's not going to give that one away. Had the perfect read, and he's going to be able to find the kill. Down over to the 11 and 10 scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, even through a lot of the utility brilliance that is being showcased by the members of All Stars, yes, of course, as you just stated, their mechanical skill is rising above the rest. But even then, the small bits of utility that they're able to throw is really putting a monkey wrench into the plans of Untitled. They're not really able to take a lot of the free gunfights that they're able to get. And it's only when those small moments and gaps in utility that they're able to find. Are they able to get an answer for what's All-Star bringing onto the table? Missile now! There's the big catch here from him. He's able to shut down the raid boss. Rosa, no longer in his arsenal, needs to rely on Ruiner to make the difference here. Stinger comes in strong. They're going to be able to isolate the one player. And that with the 1-for-1 trade, that's a huge one at that. The defenders have lost out on their reach.
They do have the ultimate available, so they say the lockdown available, but then again, Ruiner, how is he gonna take this fight? I do wonder. He will be able to recover the operator. Now he's playing with fight, or should I say playing with life against Udel with the speed. Not sure if it was the best of decisions to take an operator against that particular character, but then again it is a 3v2 situation. The defusal is happening. Missile will be contested, will be taken off the defusal, but will not be taken. Ladies and gentlemen, we get to see an equalization once again as All Stars are starting to read their opposition like an open book. They understand that if you somehow can get rid of Rosa out of the equation, you will be just fine. But I do understand the players of Untitled, they're starting to panic quite a lot. That's exactly where they're kind of faltering. But then again, this is not something which is the end of the world. They'll have to calm themselves down and understand that, okay, we had a lead for a very long time and we did recover ourselves from that lead as well. We put ourselves back there. But the problem here is that whoever wins the upcoming round will have match point in their favor. And they're just going to be getting one step closer to wrap up the map of Haven. I forgot the rest of the maps actually, even though it was visible on our screen, but
we'll get to see it. We'll get to see it.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to see it. But
we'll just ask Sonic to just put that back in front of our screens once again as you did. Perfect kill over towards the first. And they're going to be able to shut down the smoke. Hermione swings across. This is going from bad to worse here. Ruiner again. Faster than him. Look at Arya. The man, the myth, the legend. He's going to be able to shut down two almost immediately. The aim looking sublime here at every turn. It's down over to the 2 versus 3 here. Still looking to get this hit done as quickly as possible. But even then, these hits, not yet to be simple. 3 members still alive for ALS. Still looking to find that edge. Couple of missed shots here from Babushka. Not really known from him, not or something that he does often. Falcon. He's able to shut us down and take it over to a 2v2 for this scoreline. The post plan does not look to be as beautiful as beautiful for Babushka on low HP. He needs to be the biggest piece here for this entire but he missed out on the shots! And one by one they are breaking down! Untitled! They are making mistakes! And these mistakes are piling up one after the other. Ruiner going all by himself, not waiting for Rosa to come in and give the backup before he opted for a swing. He was untradeable.
Match point.
And Arya, he just got a free 1v1 at every turn that he took.
Title, they had the momentum, but now they just wrapped up that
Placing swarm
particular
grenade.
present and gave it to the opposition. Now, all the lead they had, it's gonna be in shatters, as all stars are gonna be sitting on match point and map point.
Placing swarm grenade.
Moving into the phase of championship point as well, but players of Untitled do. I do understand that Rosa have taken a 31 frag, but again, I did say that maybe having the 30 kill bounce is gonna be just enough for him to satisfy himself. But then again, are you really sure about that? Because there will be instances where you definitely are not gonna be happy with the fact that you could have taken the map by yourself. And okay, now the spike is in a position where it's technically unrecoverable unless Rosa has any form of utilities to jump inside of heaven and recover it. But then again, Perrer has already taken control of the Eagle's Nest. And there you have it. That's what I was talking about.
They cannot do stuff like this.
One
Take your
Why
time,
did they
do it
do
as
that?
a team. Take your time, do it as a team. These are rookie level mistakes being made by the members of Untitled, and this could just all but be over. Every chance that they had is now just completely gone.
Yep. Tell me about it. I mean, I don't get it, Aggie, because okay, I understand what Mosquito was trying to do here because he wanted to like cut off two angles at the same time, but buddy, you have to understand you have the spike. And if you drop your eggs on an eagle's nest, the eagle will certainly eat them up alive because he will, or she will actually, take care of his own eggs first. Even though that's actually a story from Aesop, if I want to be honest, but it's not Greece and it is Valorant. But everybody will get the reference because had they got the control of that spike, good God. Good God, they should have been able to have it to overtime as well as heaven. We'll move in forward in favor of the side of All Stars, which could have been a much more competitive map. Again, this is a map both the teams are extremely dominant on. What just happened from the side of Untitled? It just feels like they just vanished out just like aggressive. I mean, his camera feed is not visible. Okay, I think he left the camera feed call, sadly.
No, I think it should be good now. But
Yeah,
I
it
do
is.
believe my quality is
Yeah.
in a different situation, but this is why dot internet is not the best internet to have. It's why a
Just
broadband
say,
exists for a very particular reason.
just
But then
say
again-
a third party one. But anyways.
Listen. Dot hates all of
I'm a
us.
user as well. I'm a user as
Dot
well.
hates all of us. And if Dot didn't hate us, they would do something about it. Just like Inspire is doing.
I hate to agree, but yeah, he's not wrong. Actually, sorry, he is not wrong. How do I point it? Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Because we're both
If anyone
using
checks
same
the Dot
line.
Discord, they will understand.
Especially during the protests, brother, it was comedy. Brother, it was comedy. But then again, we did get to see the maps we will be seeing on the upcoming games.
Sunset
but
is
then
next.
Again,
Wait a minute. If Sunset is next, isn't it the new Sunset?
I believe so. Was it authorized? I do not know if it is.
No, it has to be authorized because that's part of the map pool. They can still pick it if they want to.
Yeah, that is true. So they're just gonna play because it's a third-party tournament from Riot's own. Aside from Riot's own, how do I put it? Administration. So that's how things are gonna be. So I just hope they are gonna be ready for the gameplay they're gonna be facing off. But then again, on the MVP screen, there is no question that Rosa is goaded. But to be very honest, being goaded is fun, but being goaded as a whole is a lot more, you know, something you can celebrable. I don't know how to put it, but then again, it just shows up that yeah, they did good, they did amazing, but even down the end, Arya with 5 kills was able to support his teammates when the odds were stacked against them, and that's exactly
Absolutely.
how. That's exactly how All Stars was able to steal, and I kind of brute force on this particular word here. They stole the map from the hands of Untitled. Again, they had the lead for a very long time till the very end, as they did a blunder, and here we are. They paid the price for it, and if not the highest price itself.
I feel as though I was the biggest. How do I put it? I think that I was the biggest unlucky charm for all of this When you think about it, I came in, it was 10 to what? 10 to 7? And then it went gone to a 10 to 8. Then it was a 10 to 9. Then it was what? 11 to 9. And then everything got turned on its head from there. You'd feel sad for all the members of Untitled for a situation like this because you expected them to take this victory. But then that's kind of the thing. Once the utility really starts to roll in your favor, and one point when that operator comes online in the hands of a player like you did, we know that he can get into the proper and optimum positions with that Neon. We know how strong the Neon utility can be. When you have all of that as a ball with their team, with that breach, and they're all in the same page. Arya, he had a very rough start, but at the end, you will have to say that his utility, he got better. He was able to advance. He was able to change out his strategies to allow him to get into a better spot. And that's another thing. Untitled, they need to understand they're going up against a team that knows how to utilize their utility and form advantages. And any form of gunfight capability that you could have had just gets thrown out of the water. Map number 2 is where all of this is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. One small change, one small adjustment is all that they need to possibly get this second map going for themselves, possibly going for a much more traditional composition and to make things work. We're going to set everything up from that end. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a lot more Valorant action.
Inspire Broadband. Internet, we make it best.
If it's jumping between 134, 66.
Who's looking at me? Somebody's looking at me. Oh my God! Come on, brother, please, no.
Our service crushes lag with up to 99.9% uptime, gaming cache for Steam and Epic, and FTP servers that move at the speed of light.
Inspire Broadband. Internet, we make it best.
স্ট্রিমিং হবে বাফারলেস, স্ট্রিমিং হবে আলট্রা এইচডিতে।
Stop! That's how you want to play it.
Get out of my way!
Inspire Broadband. Internet, we make it best.
Lag! If it's jumping between 134 and 66.
Who's looking at me? Somebody's looking at me. Oh my God! Come on, brother, please, no.
Our service crushes lag with up to 99.9% uptime, gaming cache for Steam and Epic, and FTP servers that move at the speed of light.
Inspire Broadband. Internet, we make it best.
স্ট্রিমিং হবে বাফারলেস, স্ট্রিমিং হবে আলট্রা এইচডিতে।
Stall! That's how you want to play it.
Get out of my way!
Inspire Broadband. Internet, we make it best.
Lag! If it's jumping between 134, 66.
Who's looking at me? Somebody's looking at me. Oh my God! Come on, brother, please, no.
Our service crushes lag with up to 99.9% uptime, gaming cache for Steam and Epic, and FTP servers that move at the speed of light.
Inspire Broadband. Internet, we make it best.
স্ট্রিমিং হবে বাফারলেস, স্ট্রিমিং হবে আলট্রা এইচডিতে।
Stall! That's how you want to play it.
Get out of my way!
I am the hunter!
Here comes the fight!
I got this.
Inspire Broadband. Internet, we make it best.
Lag! If it's jumping between 134, 66.
Who's looking at me? Somebody's looking at me. Oh my God! Come on, brother, please, no.
Our service crushes lag with up to 99.9% uptime, gaming cache for Steam and Epic, and FTP servers that move at the speed of light.
Inspire Broadband. Internet, we make it best.
স্ট্রিমিং হবে বাফারলেস, স্ট্রিমিং হবে আলট্রা এইচডিতে।
Stall! That's how you want to play it.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be back with the second map of this grand finale between All Stars and Untitled. Untitled just had a heartbreaking defeat on their, I think it was their own map, but which should have been theirs. They kind of let it go, even though it was not intentional, obviously. But now we have two more maps available. But then again, if the players of All Stars happens to take this map for themselves, oh well, that's gonna be something SN will not be seeing the day of light. Light of day, sorry, the other way around. But Aggie, what's your thoughts on Sunset? We know how these players actually play on these particular maps, and they have indeed showcased their, how do I put it? Compilations and combinations. But which team is gonna be able to go that extra mile to put themselves on the radar and to crown themselves as the champions of Inspire Broadband Presents Valorant Skirmish Cup Season 2?
Another big issue would be the way that Untitled, they are going in for a double duelist composition once more, and these double duelist compositions just don't really show a lot of umph in their overall strategies. And you could tell that on the map of Sunset, this double duelist is going to have even more problems going up against a composition that Streamer tried true and tested time and time again to be the best Sunset composition that you could ever hope for. And with all of the recent changes to Sunset as well, you're in a very tough spot. There's a bunch of things that you need to take into consideration in this new Sunset, and unless you do so, you're going to try to answer an uncallable call.
I really hope they have done their explorations properly and through, so that they don't suffer with the changes which is gonna be there. So we get to see the new Sunset tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But I guess it's just a couple of positions, and I think the from what I remember, the A side was a little bit more narrowed down, probably, and I guess there were some covers which have been removed onto the objective as well near the pillar. But I forgot the rest of them actually, as it was leaked way long ago. But then again, I do see the exact same lineup we have seen previously, and I understand why the players of Untitled are doing that. And here we are back again with the new UI, ladies and gentlemen, which was having some issues on the first map, but I hope this time around it's not gonna have any issues whatsoever. But as I was saying, I guess they're playing with their comfort picks, which is still fine, but we're playing against a team like All Stars, where you had all the odds favoring you, and suddenly the momentum shifted and you lost the first map. Do not let this happen again, otherwise, trust me, Untitled will be in a pickle. And looks like Unit's gonna be biting a little bit more than he could have chewed on, as there's simply not much of an aggression present inside of
Wait
All
a
Stars
minute.
because-
Look at the changes to the UI.
Yeah,
Wait
that's
one
what
moment.
I just
This wasn't
referred
a
it.
thing. No, this wasn't a thing on the last map.
Hey, it was a thing on the last of the first round, but we had issues. Then it was cancelled. Exactly.
Yeah, you didn't
It
tell
was
me.
there.
Yeah, you
Because
didn't
you
tell me.
joined on, I don't know, 7, 8 something, and it was an intense
Yes.
moment already. And okay, Gomeno's side, I forgot. But yeah, it was there, but we were not able to see which players died. But now we get to see the HEs as well. That's much more informative.
It's informative, but at the same time, what's more informative is Rose's 4K. The guy is activated and he is angry. Look at this man. He's just casually tapping everyone for free. One after the other, they're able to find these shots and they are just taking them down peg after peg. And when you look at something like this, you are going to be a little bit scared for the overall stardom and stand-up here. It's Rosa. This one man is going to be the biggest kryptonite for you, but with the pistol round now going Ray, members of Untitled, yeah, they're going to be able to get a couple of rounds on the defensive side, but after the defense has already ended, that is where the real problems will really start to show.
Okay.
Coming in strong for Uded, ladies and gentlemen. This is Uded in his element. This is the strength of the Neon. This is what it can do. Give you all the information that you need in the entire world. And then, you take that Bucky and fly straight into their face.
I'm out of here.
It's gonna hurt quite a bit, and I'm not sure if Rosa is gonna be happy about that, and definitely not, because both the duelists had proper positions, but then again, Yuri was like, yeah, I know exactly where we're gonna play, because we have played this map and we have probably watched your game as well. Because both these teams have indeed played on Sunset previously against their oppositions on the semis, I think. So was on the round. I can't remember exactly, but they did on stream. So it's expected that they will have their ideas to each other. But hopefully, with the side of Babushka able to secure a triple kill of his own, things are looking a bit more unfavorable from the side of All Stars, as it will come down to a 1v1. Both the players will have decent amount of weaponry and probably the control of the spike as well, but yeah, it will be actually. Never mind. Arya, however, was the attacker, as he will just make sure the spike goes down as the players of Untitled. I mean, they were able to take the frags, but frankly speaking, as it was an anti-eco, you have to give it the side of ALS, because even with the cheaper alternatives, it really popped off. Anywho.
Oh, sorry about that. Microphone was muted for a second. But yeah, as I was saying, even though Untitled were able to check that loss, they were able to shut down a lot of the weapons and the advantage the members of ALS could have carried forward into the following round. Still a slight bit risky here because Untitled, stuck on the weaker weapons, need to answer back in kind with their own thrifty. Falcon looks to be the first line of contact here. His sheriff needs to be the first one to get a little bit of a hit if any of his team members want to make this execute happen. Proper on the timing, the recon bolt, not really the best of positions. Yet to find value that they would have wanted, and as long as market control is present, it's going to give them a little bit of breathing room to play around with. But with time taken away and a couple of missed Winner and Babushka, they're going to be able to burst their way through in towards the side. They have the timing, they have the shots, and one after the other, they will find the kill. This is the new Sunset, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to play through from main, you need to be in the proper positions to get the spike diffuse done. And the thrifty is answered back with a thrifty of its own. And anything that you knew about Sunset previously has now been thrown out of the water. Because this is new Valorant, ladies and gentlemen.
You actually lost a lot of angles as the attackers on a postman as well, because this is going to be a much more favorable position for the defenders to retake from as well. And I do believe on default there's an extra box as well, which kind of covers you from the market as well, if I'm not wrong, right, Agi? There has to be a box, right? A new box. I can't remember, but I did see it probably, but it does feel like the players are opting to play with the older game. Okay, you did. Nice shots, I have to admit. As he's simply gonna dash inside the cage and he will get rid of the Master instead. Missile will be the same, meeting the same fate as the old Cypher. As everybody hates Cypher, even in Valorant universe. But now the plan's gonna be going down as the players of the attacking side are really not taking that much of a time when it comes to attack objective control, because they are kind of running it down, but the post plan is something they'll have to be worried about. because we already saw how strong the side of Untitled are on these particular retake. As my video ninja just froze for a second. I guess I'll
That's completely fine. I didn't really notice they had a ledge here on Sunset. Couple of corners that they have to worry about, but
That's what I was talking about, by the way.
Yeah. And then Untitled just immediately are just going to be able to run through. This was a very smartly done plan. And the thing is, Untitled, this new Sunset is going to favor... I was thinking of the old Sunset, right, Krishto? Where this double dealers composition would have a lot of problems, and because of the extra corners that are given to the defenders, even if they are playing a double duelist, because of the amount of corners that the players need to clear and how out of the water they're going to feel, this map could just be the only reason why Untitled are able to do it. And All-Stars, they could have made the biggest blunder picking up this map, because I do believe they forgot that all the map changes could have happened.
Maybe they forgot, or maybe it was something which was intentional, that they wanted to finish this tournament in style. But I would still say there is enough chance to make the style happen and probably to get the best values out of it as well. But then again, the attackers are simply running it down every single time inside the Cypher's objective. We will be seeing Babushka in the vicinity probably, but then again, they are opting to go for a retake instead, because the retakes have indeed been proven to be much more successful compared to taking these gunfights where they will not have advantages. Rosa will take the gunfight as well, but Babushka will be ending up on the top. But now so many covers to go for it. There you go. It's gonna be Rosa. Just spamming the players away one by one. And ready. Look at Rosa. Go! As he wants the last player as well. But it is gonna be Mosquito who will take him out alive. But Rosa was like, hey, do not take him out. He was my teammate and I want to put my hands on him. But that was not the case. But he will do some
That sounded
friendship
better in your heads. That sounded better in your head, didn't it?
Why you gotta do this, Aggie? Like, why are you Chomokami? But anyways,
Shomoka!
yeah, a
Okay,
lot of
that
Gen
came out
Z
of nowhere.
people will not understand that because you have Bongo Basha. But anyways, 4-1. Untitled. Looks like they had it planned all out after all, as they wanted to say surprise MF to the side of ALS. And probabilities are they have found success, as this is still gonna be a full buy round for the side of ALS, with the Neon Ultimate being available as well. But do you really want to do the exact same thing you've been doing for the past couple of rounds, ALS? But I understand you are confident that you can execute the B side, but
Almost out.
I don't know actually. Yeah, I really do not know.
Yeah, they're making mistakes here. A lot of the utility that you would have wanted just isn't really present. One stuck towards the corner, they have to worry about. Perrer able to find the first hit. Couple of good frags here for himself. Paranoia wasting out time even further. They need to get this kill. Mosquito on the back lines. Falcon not able to get an answer, but Babushka and of course Rosa still in the back, isolating the players that were in towards the side of main. And even the Perrer, he played that brilliantly. The last two players that he had on his team really needed to be the game changer there. But the fact is, these small mistakes is what's causing them to break. With every turn that they take and every step that they're able to bring, members of ALS, they're just falling short each and every time. Untitled, on the map of Sunset, to get a lead like this with a double duelist composition, they're all on the same page. And this is what we're missing from the mass map. They were peaking a little bit too presumptuously. They were not really playing together as a unit, and their basics of Valorant was being far outshined by ALS and their overall utility.
For sure. As they're just gonna run inside the objective, as they really make an open book as well, if you think about it, because they just knew that unit will simply run inside of elbow. They were able to flash him and at the same time isolate him and take him out as well. And now that is your duelist off the board. You could have taken much more aggressive takes on the map now, but now with the side of ALS, they'll have to be extremely methodical. We have rarely seen players like Missile and Hermione on these particular back foots. But then again, they're also known for making impossible comebacks, so we'll have to figure out if they still have if they still have it. questions do we ask? But then again, it is gonna be Rosa. Nice shots coming from him, and now he's hungry for more. He just wants it.
Enemy remaining.
And there you have it. Everybody just feeding Rosa the kills he wanted to, and it just feels like that he is gonna be fed like a marriage ceremony, as if there is a right or something written on the banner. Joto Baroska, I guess. I miss Borhani, by the way, Aggie, but yeah.
No. I think you were gonna say an all-you-can-eat buffet, but you ended up with the grits thing instead.
I miss Borhani. I freaking miss Borhani.
And we can go out to Sultan 9. It's fine. You
Actually,
come
we
over
should.
here, we eat.
Yeah, we may have to.
I'll just come tomorrow. Done.
Tomorrow.
Okay. We can talk about meetups later. Hello, where did this stream evolve into? Us talking about a meetup, but what we do know for a fact that the players of Untitled, they're going to be meeting up towards the mid side, as they understand that there's going to be a little bit more of a possible hit here for mid control. Now that Sunset has changed up a little bit more, mid control is even more crucial than it has ever been, because the defenders, they can easily try to fight for mid, but knowing the members of Untitled, and because they have limited levels of utility, they're not going to be wasting out on much. Rosa, he tried to take the early hit here by himself to maybe see if he can find a kill, but down over to 11 HP, this can be a great issue. For now, full resets coming in from either side, as the members of Untitled, they're looking to get that early advantage by themselves without really showing a lot of presence and utility. Mosquito trying to be Boshunta's Mosha once more, testing his luck and possibly his luck. Could just be the thing that gives him the edge that they wanted. All of the members of All Stars, though, regardless of that, they're making their way towards elbow. This could be perfect, or this could be the worst. And it is the latter.
It is, as Dave missed the timing. Or should I say, Mosquito missed the timing to bite him off. It's gonna pay a very high price with his fallen teammates. Ruiner and Champa was expecting them to be a bit more delayed. Or should I say Rosa, actually, but now a post-spawn setup has been established against the defenders. They do have proper utilities and armor as well to fight back, but even after that, the odds are definitely stacked against them, as they'll have to isolate these 5 first and then movement of their own. Mosquito with Guru of one of his own, but now it's all up to Babushka. Here is simply not gonna show any respect to the Russian Babushka here, because he is not Russian. But then again, what else they're not doing? They're also not rushing anymore. Funny enough, that was not an intended pun, but 6-1, make it a 6-2 in favor. It's still very much in favor of the side of ULT or Untitled. Whatever you make an acronym out of it, I just keep making something else, whether it be Untitled, Unity, or Utility. But anyways, 6-2. It seems the players of ALS have finally figured out what they were doing wrong. And if they have that was risky.
Yeah, that was a bit shaky too. Not looking that good here, but it's completely fine and dandy. Take things slow and take things steady. We need to reset this one out. Over from multiple sides, they're going to be able to just turn all of this around at the bare minimum, because from what we can tell, Untitled, they're expecting a little bit more of a hit towards the A side, considering how easy it has been to take control, but they need to make a rotation soon. They don't really have a lot of utility to hold on to this B side all by themselves. Cypher tripwires already broken out. Babushka in a precarious situation once again. He's not going to be able to live this one for long. Hunter's Fury trying to catch out Rosa at the bare minimum. No one's going to get tagged out other than his own teammate, but that's completely fine because of the early control that they're able to get. They do have the answer. Paranoia in the perfect corner. Udet's position is compromised, and Babushka, he's going to be able to capitalize and come out on top. Noble is done, and it's going to be one by one. Mosquito comes in strong with a triple kill, and Sami, even though he has the brilliance to kill all of them, up against 3 players, if they swing into him together, his gun will run out of bullets. 7-2, ladies and gentlemen, is Untitled. They are adamant on taking us to the 3rd map. They don't want their story to end here. And in this Valorant Skirmish Season 2, They are here to try and win it and to showcase their mettle to be the best team in our region.
Indeed, considering there have been some changes onto the rosters of all the dominant rosters aside from the Covenant. I see exactly where they're coming from, but then again, Untitled able to capitalize on their lead, 7-2. This is gonna be a problem inside of ALS, as they still have full buy to work with. But then again, UDED's strategies has been read out. Understood how he wants to play the game with a shotgun with 1 HP on his name. He'll have to use his speed as a crutch now, which could have been a utility or maybe a skill. But now, it is a necessity. Players are kind of stuck inside of mid. May opt to go for a B take instead. But even then, what are the odds here? It is a Cypher's objective, so every single soul is gonna know exactly what's happening over here, and they are gonna be able to find their own successes. Babushka expecting somebody to be on mid, but the information is way beyond late. Rosa will be joining up with his teammate as the smokes will be there on their faces, confirming that this is indeed gonna be a B take. Hermione will be getting rid of Rosa.
And
Babushka.
you did?
I guess he got a bit, nervous because he was low on HP. He was like, if I don't shoot him, he will shoot me, and that's where I die, and that's exactly what happened. Can't blame him, actually.
Yes.
Go on.
But they're crumbling under the pressure.
Oh, shit.
Can't really make these kind of mistakes. But look at her.
Enemy remaining.
It's him every single turn. A battle of the Sovas here. Time up for the Aegis, and Hermione with a perfect swing gets the ace and gets his team over the line. ALS, they are on the backs of Hermione now. And this is Zami in his element. It's one Sova. Pretty much time and time again at every single turn. Give him a chance to take an inch and he will shove away the mile. And for his team, that's all that they need. That one chance, the second opportunity to really give them that change up. It's insanity to say the very least. The way that they have been playing, these small bits of changes is all that they require, but with UDED already taking a very massive hit early on, these executes that they're going in for, they're a little bit too fast. And Arya, he's not really been giving the utility in proper ample amounts to turn this one around.
It's kind of feeling like the same page of the same book that you would just rush it inside of elbow side, and at this point every single soul, even the audience might just know that what Yurid does on this particular map with a Bucky in hand. It's sort of prepared now. Hermione have been taken out of the equation. Not the last round of the swap, so there are some pretty ultimates available from both the sides. But I do believe and I do agree that the defenders do have a bit more of a formidable situation to work with, because all of their ultimates are technically up and running. But again, Untitled, they are also a team who are able to pick themselves right back up the moment they are losing a round, not allowing their opposition to snowball their momentum into creating something huge. That's commendable, very much commendable. But even then, there are gonna be stakes, as we are going to be sitting on an 8-3 scoreline, probably a 9-3 or an 8-4 will be seen. There is no more rounds left, so no surprises to see the UTC for weapons available. But then again, Yurid will be just walking inside of Hermione's own Hunter's Fury. But then again, Hermione able to find one of his own, so will Falcon with his own Hunter's Fury. So many ultimates being popped up on this particular round, as the rest of the players, I don't even know if they have any more ultimates available. The Omen does, but for Yurid, that was his weapon. Hopefully for him, he did recover a Vandal, or maybe he did have a Vandal to begin with. That's just gonna allow him a lot more flexibility on this postman on a 3v4 scenario. Then again, attackers do have comparatively weaker weapons on their hands with the Bulldog and the shot and the Bucky. He will be coming in here, but then again, nice shots coming from him, and he's gonna be going on for his a rumble of his own. Couldn't even finish the sentence, but then again, missile shut them down on 8-4 scoreline. A very commendable scoreline, if you ask me. Not the best of it, if you think about it. But then again, I do want to see how the players of Untitled takes the map control this time, because as it seems, at least on their defensive side, they have indeed studied the map through and through, and they might as well be ready to take this fight head on. They have a double duelist composition, so they are allowed to be aggressive, but it's not an exception from the side of All Stars either with the initiators. At least they will have the information on their opposition, and at the same time, maybe, just maybe, stun them or flash them so that they do not have a fair fight. That's what initiators do, revealing your locations or sabotaging you one way or another. But now, it will be the Cypher, it will be the stun initiator for the side of Yurid, and he's more than happy about it. Getting a double, looking for more, and he will not find the third, but he doesn't need to anymore.
It's able to find all of that value now, isn't he? This is the strength of just one player that can change things around here. Flash coming through early. Find the trade-off just a little bit. It's all up to Mosquito. He spots out the head, and he's gonna be able to catch out Missile. Better on the angle. This is the advantage of angles, ladies and gentlemen. Mosquito now tries to go in for the turnaround. Hermione, wiser than his years, easily can go in for the read, but they have lost each other. And Mosquito, being the danger man, he's able to work his way up. Smoke's coming through from the opposite side. Hermione just needs to play for the timing, but it's all gonna depend on this one thing. Mosquito, he's waiting for the fight, waiting for the opportunity of a lifetime. Goes around for the swing. He spots out the last player, but Hermione just much more cool, calm, and collected. The mind games being played from either side, but Hermione. He is known as the clutch king of Bangladesh for a reason. Every time you want a player to be in a clutch situation, it's Zami who's gonna be the one to come out on top.
No questions asked about that if you ask me, but at the same time, you have to give it to Mosquito as well, because he was able to isolate the gunfights, but he was super low on HP to take those in his own favor. With that, we do get to see the players of ALS getting the second pistol round, or should I say the first pistol round in the entirety of the series so far. Because in the last game of Haven, it was indeed Untitled who took both of them. ALS, it does seem like that they are starting to find the answers now, because they were on a scoreline to 6-1 from what I remember, and now on an 8-5. They can definitely turn the tables around, a comeback story, just like the first map. But it also comes down to the factor that if the players of Untitled will allow that, the moment the trips are taken out, it will be a stun coming in as well, isolating both those duelists. But again, I understand they're playing together to get a refrag opportunity, but I would rather say use the other utilities which recharges from the duelist, from the initiator, sorry, to find some more space. You'll understand that there is nobody playing on mid side. That's just a suggestion though. But they are opting to go for an 8-8. Problem is, we do see Hermione holding that angle with... I did expect a Marshall in his hand, but then again, he is definitely going to be better with a Bulldog. Being very calm and collected. Falcon is not going to clear that angle, or maybe he will. Headshots will connect indeed onto Ruiner. And there you have it. The Shock Dart will do exactly what was planned for. Yurid and Hermione is having a bloodbath of their own. But Yurid is going to be the person who will survive that, and who will get the third. 6-8, ladies and gentlemen, in favor of the side of Untitled. Very much in lead, but make no mistake, Untitled had the exact same lead on the first map as well. As ALS just made a clean sweep and took the map away. Or should I say, stole the map away.
This is just causing them problems one after the other. And unless this changes quickly, rounds are slipping away in more ways than one.
That goes there.
Members of All Stars, if they do take this, remember, this is tournament life on the line for the members of Untitled. This is their do or die. This is the grand final. Either they take this victory and make things work, or they're just completely done for here. At every turn, at every note, they need to be the ones to hit it. The music they play from the side of Untitled needs to be in perfect synchronization for all of them. This defensive side will not be easy. Knowing them, knowing the members of ALS, they do have the utility understanding to make things work, but they need to take things slow. Untitled, they're looking for that first kill, that one mistake that will be initiated, that will give them that edge. Hermione took the angle all by himself. He didn't have anyone to trade for him. Now that's the first one that they were hoping to get. That's the second. You did. Stayed in the angle for way too long. Could have ducked out a lot more earlier. But with now Arya trying to find the kill, he's not going to be able to get much done. One after the other. Ruiner just comes in strong. The Guardian one taps, reigning supreme. And now Perrer, he steps up to the plate. He gets one kill. He's going to be able to retrieve himself a Vandal. But up against 3 angry players, he is now facing the impossible. I don't think he's going to be able to make it, Kristo.
Nor do I, but then again, I do have faith that he does have guts to make it happen. But then again, he has taken some damage and scans as well. And now this is impossible for sure. Because every single soul knows exactly where he is, and now he will be surrounded by the enemies. As he is being creeped out from multiple angles. He doesn't even know where to look. He will find a third of his own. Or should I say a second of his own, but Ruiner is going to find his fourth, as he will step up as the duelist of the team. We did see Rosa taking a lot of damage initially on this particular round, so I do understand what was happening in Ruiner's head, that he needed to step up, and he just did that. Wish we could have seen the kills on the UI. Again, the UIs are spectacular, no complaints, but if we could have seen it, we would have been able to have an idea how the performances are going in, because last game Rosa did drop a 30k bomb and he technically was the MVP of the game, but in the end it was ALS who took the victory. I hope Rosa understands that he cannot be a one-man show anymore. I mean, he definitely can be, but that's not necessarily gonna result into a victory for his team, and he needs this map badly. As you can see the players stacking up onto the B side, even though the Cypher is pretty far away, as Unit is just expecting somebody to be on the attacker spawn. Sprays will be there, no damage is done to the defensive side though, but finally we will be seeing some action as Rosa finding 2, Falcon getting one of his own. 2v4, as Unit will have to make a rotation to rendezvous with his Omen. Spike has already gone down. But I do believe the attackers will take it a bit more passively, understanding that Rosa's super low on HP.
Should be able to get that proper read too. Take your time. Don't really risk it. You just need a bit of a chance to make this one work and make it happen.
Spam? Okay.
It just tries to be the dangerous player here on his own. Better with the jump through. He's able to find a little bit more value. Not really the best of positions for the missed out on the opportunity. He really needed to shoot that recon dart before it gets the pulse going, but instead lost his chance and gave up on the opportunity. Untitled, they're at double digits now. Feels like deja vu all over again, doesn't it, Kristo? Will the map of Haven repeat itself, or will it be Untitled to take this victory with the double duelist composition that should not be able to win? The members of All Stars, though, on the opposite side, they're having a lot of trouble trying to get their team play and synergy going. They're making mistakes, and these mistakes are giving Untitled all of the chances that they need to go in for duels, active duels, mind you, and take their victories away.
That's for certain, but at the same time, Untitled have made their flabbergasted at times as well, and they'll have to confirm that they do not make those mistakes again. And this time around, as he was flying through the smoke, the trails will be visible loud and clear, and it is going to be something Rosa will use on his advantage. Winner getting one onto missile as the players, or should I say the top dogs of the side of ALS will fall. Pair good with one. But now they'll have to recover the weapons first, and then maybe, just maybe, go for a retake. Never mind! They are starting to take frags one by one, as they have the odds favoring them this time. It's all to Babushka now, who does have a Vandal, but the problem is, he is tagged. He needs to find a corpse as well if possible, but then again, it does look like a little bit more unlikely, as finally Perrer will find the spray through the smoke. Not quite sure what was the game plan from the side of Untitled, because they could have played passively. I understand that they knew that their oppositions were on an eco, but it just felt like they kind of overextended, and that's exactly where they paid the price for it. An eco round with a fast spike diffusal in the favor of the side of ALS. Deja vu? I haven't said it, Eggy did, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if it is the case now, because Untitled, Yeah, the adrenaline rush and the overconfidence is really getting the best of them.
I do not understand what is happening. More Krishna. I
Why
don't.
did they push in?
These mistakes are just piling up one after the other, and the members of All Stars, they need to change. So I don't know what else to say. They're in a precarious spot. Unless things change out soon, it's just done for here. Sloan said he wins the race, some say, but in this scenario, I don't see how that's going to give you anything.
They're not being slow nor being steady, actually. It just feels like they are running in like headless chickens with confidence. I love the confidence, trust me, I do, but
This goes here.
the moment your oppositions understand that you are going to be brute forcing your way, they will just ignore a lot of factors and they will just take the fights from different angles. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's anybody's guess, Aggie, that the Roman Empire is not a thing anymore. Because in the Roman Empire, it was a tradition of war that Romans will always charge. No matter what the circumstances, they believed in honor, that charging first has honor. They didn't believe in using their heads. That's exactly where a general called General Hannibal comes in. But then again, that's not enough history lesson for the night. Untitled, I hope they have understood where they are kind of effing up here after that first time. It is a eco round. But then again, they do have the utils to fight back. I do see the Blaze-Storm in the hands of Rosa. Then again, the tags needs to be there, and I'm damn sure Arya is gonna be the primary target here to be taken out of the equation. But as time goes, can't see them actually having a harder time taking the gunfights, as they will be the one who will be taking the fall, as Pera getting a double and Hermione with a double of his own as well, the moment I was able to say it. All for Babushka now. A moment of Mohammedpur would have happened, but then again, Yudit's not gonna risk it, understanding that if he underestimates his opposition, they will slap back extremely hard. So fall is on the side of ALS, making it a 10-8. Untitled, losing round very quickly and very unfortunately, if I may. All Stars, they're just a couple of more rounds away from crowning themselves as the champions. Unless Untitled puts another map onto the equation. But that kind of looks unlikely now. They'll have to take the gunfights head on, and they'll have to make sure the refrags are in their favor. They are on attack, mind you. So they'll have to be the most unpredictable one. Doing the exact same thing cause Unit to have some problems on A side. You don't want to taste your own medicine, do you?
Not at all. They're in a tough spot, to say the very least. ZLS, they're making that exact same comeback again. And deja vu. I've been in this place before. That is going to be a 100% certainty for the members of Untitled. Hopefully, that's not going to be a concrete situation, because if they're able to find the 11th here, it might just happen. Chances presented for themselves. Zami no longer in the equation, but they still have to work their way in towards the side. Arya already spotted. They are worrying about the player. TP across towards a very precarious situation. As Missile, he goes in for the spray.
My God!
The man does not
He's
have
having
any
some laugh.
reaction. No, it's just Hermione. He's snapping up a storm because he understands everyone just lines up for Missile at every turn. Missile, he didn't have anything on his face because he knew. He just knew that this was a mess up for Mosquito. Mosquito, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Do you not expect anyone to be waiting for you on the opposite side of CT? Someone has to play outside of that smoke. They are going to do so. Untitled, they're making mistakes. And I don't want to be the one to say it, but this looks like a little bit of a generational throw unless they're able to turn this one around. Another tactical timeout is going to be taken, but unless they're able to get themselves on the same page here, Untitled, they look to be done for, and history might just repeat itself.
That's something I couldn't have said better myself, Aggie, because when you think about it, I do understand the players of Untitled are goddamn fraggers and god tier fraggers as well. But when you look at the scoreboard of All Stars, you can still see Arya still very much sitting and chilling on the very bottom. But that doesn't mean anything because they are still able to find the values as they are able to play as a team. And in a game of Valorant, ladies and gentlemen, you have 5 players for a reason. This is not FIFA. This is not a solo game. You have to make sure that every single thing stays on the same page of the book, which you did on the first half. Or should I say the first half of the first map as well. But now, you're only 1 round away from an equalization. And you know last time what happened. When it was an 11-11, you just lost all the momentums available in the game. It was favoring All Stars. And now they're looking for to do the exact same thing, wrapping it up with 2 maps. I know there has to be some rivalries between the XXCD players, but even after that, that rivalry shouldn't make you blind. You have to be the smarter one to take your revenge. But then again, it is in the side of ALS who's just taking fights one by one. You did with a double of his own, looking for more as they have the full control of the spike as well. Pair finding one, finding another one, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It is gonna be All Stars who will be able to equalize the odds. But then again, I'll cut them, or should I cut their opposition some slacks because it was indeed an eco. But even then, on these eco rounds, come on, guys, where are your crossfire setups? If you play on those common angles, you know they have a breach and they will simply flush you out of that place. And what are you going to do after that? Play solo? I don't think so. Rosa is an amazingly talented player, but singular talent or prodigies sadly is not the biggest factor in the equation. I mean, they are in the equation, but they are the plus C in any mathematical term.
Camera.
But anyways, 10 to 10. As the player, you forgot to unmute your mic again, isn't it?
Yes.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, you can actually see what I live in. Aggressive gaming. Anyways, go on, brother.
Yes, but you did. He's living in a different plane of reality. Yes, they are able to find value. Untitled, you're trying to W key your way in towards the site. I do not understand why Sunset now in this current meta you cannot defend the site anymore. You are forced to play through from it even more. How do you defend the site? By holding on to it. You can't do it anymore like you used to. And they're just able to run their way through. Breach is now even more of an invaluable asset. And seemingly this map, now before we used to call it a little bit more favored for both sides, but now with the defense having so many different places that they can stand in. Look at the corner, look at the corridor, Presto. Tell me, this corridor can now only be held from B main. You can no longer play into this corner. Because the defenders will always have the advantage coming out of this if they have market control.
Absolutely.
Untitled. History just keeps repeating itself. Presto, I cannot reiterate this. This has happened before. This is deja vu. It is the map of Haven all over again with Untitled struggling to finish it when they are at the finish line. The dream of 3 maps could just be a lost cause for everyone back at home unless and until Untitled they calm down and finally take each and every step that they are trying to go for one moment at a time, because unless they're able to get onto the same page and understand what they want to do next together as a team, they are going to keep on suffering.
They will suffer and they will fall flat on their faces. That's what's gonna happen here. That's something they'll have to realize. We have realized, but we are not in the game, so that's kind of a problem. But then again, they'll have to make it happen so that they can keep themselves alive in this tournament. 2 more rounds to go, and ALS will take all the dreams away from the side of Untitled as they are starting to use the ultimates available as well as Mr. opens things up by getting a ruiner. And now this kind of feels like a forced reset from the side of Untitled. You will be able to get rid of Mosquito though, but we will be having
left.
Rosa. Make a retaliate, but a rotation.
Are they gonna risk it?
Oh my
What?
god! There's no time anymore!
Time's up. Are they saving? What's the plan? Where do you want to go? They're gonna be opting for a save here. They don't have much of a chance to do anything.
Yeah, the economy is in shambles. We'll have to save. Yeah, there's no answers about it actually. The recon bolts will be dispatched, but there you have it. The confirmations that there are players inside the vicinity, but nobody's gonna be taken out except for Rosa. And now Rosa losing that Vandal is not gonna be very happy if you think about it. He does have quite a lot of creds, but I don't think he can afford a Vandal anymore. Maybe he'll have to farm those orbs to get that ultimate up and running as fast as possible. It's a massacre up on the side of Untitled, and if you are a fan of Untitled, trust me, this is where you start to bite the nail. Because ALS, they are indeed sitting on match point, map point, and championship point, which could have been again, a map of Untitled. What are these comeback stories? ALS, I know you're capable of it, but Untitled? Allowing these things to happen? Yeah, I really do not know, and more so as the players are just taking players rib by rib, limb by limb. It's all up to Babushka in a 1v5. It's him versus the world. As he doesn't even have the spike in his control. 1 minute left on the clock. Does have the neural theft available, but in order to use it, he needs to find a kill first. I hate to say it, but we might just be done and dusted over here. Because ALS, they have full control of the spike. Look at that. It just gives us deja vus of the Andolan time in the streets.
Straight up does. Or more like the Dakat, the one singular Dakat that now is being chased out by everyone. Babushka. He's just waiting for his doom. But look at Arya. The T-Max. Not like that. You cannot do it like that. I just thought that Arya was sitting on the angle, but he was teabagging on top of Rosa. Ouch. Even my green screen couldn't believe it. It just fell. It just fell. We are all speechless, ladies and gentlemen. Arya just had the game of his life, and the man just started to teabag and didn't even care anymore at that point. You can't make this up. You really can't.
My goodness, I understand the rivalry definitely was there, otherwise we wouldn't have seen the friendship dances. But then again, Arya, who was a player who was playing the supportive role for a very long time, I'm not talking about the kills whatsoever, he is actually putting the salt on wound. I'm pretty damn sure Rosa's not gonna be happy, and this is definitely not gonna be the last of Rosa we will be seeing. It could have been a Cinderella story for Rosa, as he definitely had an amazing run. If I'm not wrong, he does have the most skills in the entirety of the tournament, as he kept dropping 30 bomb, 40 bomb, and so on and so forth. Can be 40, I'm not sure, but holy shit. I have to admit, in the end, it was none other than All Stars, who was a lot more calm and collective, who played as a team. They knew that in order to stop Rosa, you cannot give him 1v1s, and you just have to use your team's mentality and composition as a strength, because Rosa is a solo fighter, which is a good thing because he will definitely get to the entry frags if he gets the support. But that's exactly what they kind of exploited, and here we are. Once again, Rosa technically is the MVP of both of the games with 300 plus ACS. But what does it convert into? He could not take the maps, and that just showcases, ladies and gentlemen, that sometimes you may have most of the kills, the best of the performances, but yet you may on the bottom line because you as a team couldn't succeed. But I have to give kudos to Unit as well, as he as a duelist with 7 goddamn kills or first bloods. You have to admit, he did have a lot of identical plays sometimes, but still he shined the brightest.
Absolutely. Uded was having such a rough time when it came down to the attack side, but on the defense, he was just so self-sufficient as that Neon player. And that's what you would hope for from your teammate. And then there were all of the members of All Stars. It's Hermione and Uded just coming on and stepping onto the plate here. Every time that his team needed someone to turn things around, it's these two players that were really able to do it. Uded, and as soon as he had that confidence for himself, Lee just didn't stop. Every chance that he got to show up his opponents, he was there to take it. And the fact is, it's the utility difference. Think about it. How much can you give to Rosa when you are on that Sova? Not much. That's kind of where the problem lies. But as we are going to be waiting for the interview, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just shocked. I don't know what to say. Because every time we look at a team of Untitled calibers, each and every one of these players, they have the mechanical skill to do so much, but if they don't really get the utility to do the exact same thing, how do you turn it around? How do you try to bring in your true self and your true game sense? You just can't. It's like being squandered behind this double duelist composition. Yes, it can work. Yes, in a way, you can play the game proper, but at the very end, your team just lost its own direction. They were not even able to find a single bit of space that they could have utilized to turn things around. They dropped the ball hard.
That's for sure, because that's actually a message to all the players and all the audiences playing this tournament, playing and watching this tournament, actually, that playing as a team and having that understanding between your teammates is really gonna take you that mile. I understand that you can have the ranks of a Radiant, the key fragging capabilities of, I don't know, maybe some VCD caliber player, but even after that, you may fall flat just because your team coordination was not on par with your opposition. In the end, sometimes I used to tell people when I used to play Siege competitively that I'm not afraid of 5 diamond players when diamond used to be the highest rank in the game. That I'm not afraid of 5 diamond players who do not know each other, but I would rather be afraid of 5 plat players who know each other and have played for more than 5 years or so, because they will have the understanding. They may not be able to frag out, but there's a very high chance the plan's not gonna go down or something will go down eventually. Well, that's just a reference which I have at least compared myself to in my competitive life in a different game, which is not too different away from the side of Valorant, even because, yeah, the mechanics can be different and everything else, but as a team, if you do not invest that time, trust me, you will fall flat. I understand Rosa's team was indeed made by a rush because he is technically playing with his friends, if I'm not wrong, but in the end, All Stars was that team who went that extra duration and extra mile to make these plays happen. But then again, I will not forget the fact that Untitled had lead for a very significant amount of time, at least from the initial part to the very end as well. But the momentum shifted, it was all Stars and no full stops. And All Stars made comebacks on both of these maps.
Absolutely. Every time you needed a team to really start to take the entire scene by storm, it's a core player that really does it. Even though Rosa had all of the advantages as Crystal, making a little bit of weird faces, as we can all tell. But that's kind of where it is. You can't really quantify how things are going to pan out in a tournament like this. You have been given advantages. You know for a fact that one particular team should have an edge against the other. But here, there were no real signs to show that one particular team is going to be able to take a 2-0 victory. It should have gone through all 3 maps. There was a very high chance to do so. The scoreline was at one point, what? A 7-2, Crystal. 7-2. Then it went down over to a 10-5. Then everything got turned on top of it. So any chance, any opportunity, any mistake that was being made by Untitled on that attack side just went down tenfold. They were playing so well on the defense. They had every single time they went in for a peek, it was a double swing. Every time they wanted to go in for a fight, they waited for utility. But What happened on the attack side? No utility whatsoever. They were playing their post-plant song. They could not understand the map of Sunset whatsoever, and that's completely fine because that's what's going to happen when you are on that attack side. It's difficult.
Yeah, it indeed is difficult actually, and to be very honest, I have kind of lost my words over here because let's be honest that nobody saw this coming. We did expect a third map considering we have these dominant teams playing on the grand finals. Considering that All Stars went with the third map against no idea. Yeah, it was no idea. So that kind of raises the eyebrow a little bit. That what if no idea played against Untitled again? No idea did play the game with against Thora Casual Hai on offline for the third position, where TCH, from what I've been informed about, was given a forfeit because of some circumstance. Not exactly sure what happened back there, but it did go down. And I have to admit that all the top 4 players we have, or surely the top 3 players we have, they're extremely gifted players and extremely gifted rosters. And the up and comers we also witnessed, especially from the side of no idea, funners are not up and comers, never mind. From the side of no idea, they will definitely have a lot more attention down the line. But as of now, I have to admit that All Stars, they just went that extra mile, as we will be having. Never mind, my video ninja's having some issues again as I keep reloading it. Aggie, I'm not sure if it's the same. Never mind, actually, it fixed over here. Okay, perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we were blabbering about, we have both the duelists, both the star players on our Discord VC as well, Rosa and Yurid, who will be visible on the screen in a couple of seconds. And there you go. There's the handsome faces. How you guys feel, ladies? No, ladies. I keep forgetting that. I keep goddamn forgetting that every single effing time.
Don't worry, Rosa falls into that category, so it's completely fine.
Whoa, calm down.
Aste.
Calm down. Calm down.
We all know the truth, Rosa.
Egi Shomokami. But anyways, boys, you played amazingly, but I'll actually allow Eggy to start first so that he actually understands what happened on the first 2. Actually, should I say that both of the maps, because the flow was natural, but the very end, it fell flat. But then again, Eggy, you take it first.
Yeah, Rosa, I think that you can easily start us off on that. What really happened to you guys? Because your flow was beautiful. At the very beginning, you were taking your frags, you took all of the rounds, but what really occurred to you guys at the end?
Well, you know,
Bangla
with
bolle better
obviously,
nahi, by the way.
it's fine. With obviously, no disrespect to my opponents or my own teammates, but after the first few rounds, let's say the first 10, 12 rounds. After the first 10, 12 rounds, it was very how do I say this? It was weird. Also, all I'll say it was very weird. You know how when you're a bit inexperienced, right, you lose the flow, and I think that's definitely what happened to a few of my teammates. You know, especially Ruiner on the arena. You know, usually he's always what you guys saw here today. You know, me dropping 30s and getting triple squads. Usually it's Ruiner when we're practicing and all of that. It's usually Ruiner. As Ruiner, he's always the guy that, you know, helps us get the frags and all. My job is just to dash and all of that, just create space. I leave the rest to Ruiner, and he does that every single time, every single practice. Today, I think, you know, it's his first time on the big stage. You know, it's his first time playing a. As far as I know, it's his first time playing a grand finals of this caliber, right? So perhaps, you know, that took a toll on him. I tried encouraging him and the rest of my teammates, but you know, I think the potential and mechanics and experience was it was definitely there for my teammates and me. But you know, the mental will to push that last cube forward, right? I think it just wasn't there, and that's what really you know, to be frank, fucked us up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Especially I felt this most on the second map. On the second map, I felt this most, but it's all right. They're still new to the scene, and I'll try my best to be an elderly, um, a figure
guide,
that they can
probably.
look, yeah, a figure that they
Mhm.
can look up to, and these sorts of situations upcoming in the upcoming tournaments. Yeah, definitely, and I do believe that they're gonna perform and do much better in the upcoming upcoming opportunities we get to display our talent and our our value.
Yep. Alrighty, Crystal. Next question towards you for you then.
Actually, I'll have to ask you that this one first. That is, how annoying was Rosa's blade storms to you? Because there were moments that you guys just had a standoff as if you guys were cowboys in the Wild West, and it was just waiting for the tumbleweed to take a toll and go for a gunfight. So how was it to play against Rosa?
In both of the maps, our luck this year it was a Rosa V5. Like the other players in his teams were basically non-existent. Like Rosa came, Rosa kills, you win the round. Rosa doesn't kill, you lose the round. এইটাই ছিল full on Rosa game. But প্রথমে in both of the maps আমরা প্রথমে কয়েকটা round হারতাম. So they get overconfident. Obviously এটা আমাদের plan ছিল to lose the first few rounds. Definitely our plan that they get confident. Then we go like, yeah, jokes on you. We are trying now. So yeah, that was the entire plan. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They played really good. I mean, especially Rosa. And it was just killing left and right. Like amazing.
Yep.
Well, that is true. I must admit that Rosa who did perform exceptionally, but at the same time, মানে second question যেটা সেটা হচ্ছে কি যে as a team, do you feel like that you felt comfortable? Because last time when we were on an interview, you said the team's gonna disband because you're getting organizations and so on and so forth. So, do you think this team is somewhere you find comfort, or this is a team you will stick with down the line?
Yeah, definitely. Because as you know, all the players besides me, like all of them are experienced. Like this was the XLE core, right? So they've been winning non-stop for like 3 years, and then they pick me up like almost a nobody, right? So having the experience and guidance from them is like really helpful, and I feel comfortable. Like if I do mistakes, they point it out instead of just raging. So that's nice to have. Like yeah, this team has good coordination and the experience is just overwhelming, I'd say, at some point. But yeah, it's fine. They help you win rounds and make you understand how to play the game, and I'm learning every day with them as I play.
Very much
Absolutely.
fair, actually. One thing to Rosa, actually, that is, I understand this is a very heartbreaking defeat, actually, and this is something which was even heartbreaking for us. But do we get to see you guys as well as a roster in the future? Because again, you guys are an exceptional roster, and you did say that you will be the guys for them as the leader, or should I say, the coach, even perhaps, to take them forward. So, do we get to see a rise of a new rivalry between you and your former teammates?
Well,
You can be honest about it.
I don't know about rivalry here because my ex teammates and me, we've literally eaten the same food, we've shat on the same toilets.
That's
We've
I mean,
slept
very good pot take.
we've slept under the same sheets. Well, not in a very sexual way. And we've had
Leave it to Rosa for something like this.
and we've had 3-4 a.m. balcony talks with cigarettes in our hands. And I don't look up to them for a rivalry, to say the least. I'm just trying to be better, man.
But as a
When
squad, you will grind, right?
as a squad, obviously we're gonna grind. Obviously we're gonna be better. But I feel like the one thing my squad's missing, it's not that raw firepower or that obviously some experience. It's not that raw firepower or natural game sense or any of that. When the community first started up, there were 2-3 players, veteran CS:GO players, that not 2-3, like a few at least, like I'd say like 5-6 veteran CS:GO players that spread around in the Valorant, the new just formed Valorant community, and they made teams, and they each and every one of them, they guided new players, inexperienced players, and to say the least, my favorites one. Sorry, not my favorites. I'll just say my favorite. It definitely Zolba. He was someone that guided his the forming new players coming to Valorant, inexperienced. And Zolo was a figure that everyone would look up to and learn from him. Of course, might have had uh, uh, some some problems, some other players, but me especially, I did learn a lot from him. He was a figure that really helped the team gain more experience and all that. And honestly, now that I'm not such a 16-year-old dumbass anymore, I'm just trying to be that figure in my new team. I'm just trying to be that figure and help my team reach that level of experience and that guidance. In comparison to what Yurat said about his new teammates, they guide him and tell him what's wrong, what's right, and all. I'm just trying to do the same for my own teammates. I'm trying to tell them what's right, what's wrong, being that figure that's gonna guide them and helping them gain more experience. I feel like that's my role in the team, and by far more than anything else, that really is my role in the team. So moving forward, I just want to keep on doing what I do best and make sure that figure is consistent and it remains in the team. And yes, answering to your question, you'll obviously see me and my team in the upcoming tournaments, inshallah.
Inshallah. I have nothing but respect for you, Rosa, because you definitely are a idol for a lot of people for Valorant and for a lot of esports scenes in Bangladesh and maybe beyond as well, because you certainly have that mentality which will definitely humble on a lot of people. And I was technically done with my questions because we want to wrap it up, but when you referred new players, that's where I actually had a question for you. The last question, by the way, I'm not gonna hold you guys long because Rato is Sonic. So you my question is, what was happening between you and No Idea when you guys were playing? Because again, these guys are underdogs. We have never heard of them before, as they put themselves on the third position. What's gonna be your expectation from them? That can they be the up and coming powerhouse of a team?
I'd say no, they cannot be. I mean, they still lack experience. And
You can be honest. You can be honest.
yeah,
of
I'm
course,
being
of course.
honest. So as you know, we played 3 maps against them, right? Second map we demolished them, and third map it was a comfortable 13-7. But first map, I lost electricity. I ran what I not ran. I went with a bike 1 kilometer away to my friend's house to set it up. When I came in the server, Zami Bhai, Hermione, his electricity went, and we waited. We took some pause, and we got some, uh, harsh words from the admins that we are not allowed to take pauses, but it's fine. Yeah, we shouldn't be taking so many pauses. But yeah, the entire map we played 4v5. Then also there was some other issues, losing internet connection. That there was, I think, internet problem for everyone. Like a lot of players, even the admins were coming in asking, "Do you guys have internet issues?" So that might have been one reason why we lost one map. But besides that, it was just as easy as it could have been.
Alrighty, a very straightforward answer after all. But then again, ladies and no, again, I just said it, gentlemen. Congratulations for coming so far, and especially congratulations to you, there, as he is the champion. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be forgetting Rosa out of the equation here because he also put up a great fight, and I'm expecting a lot more fights coming from both of their sides. Maybe on the same team, maybe on opposition teams. Who knows? That's something they'll have to answer themselves with time. But gentlemen, thanks a lot for joining in, as that's pretty much it from our side.
And we are back onto our own screen here, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe. As the interview does come to a close, thank you all for the wise words coming in from the players. And you can see that Rosa has grown up to be a very good, as he said, mentor and an old man, but he's still quite young compared to all of us. Regardless of that, ladies and gentlemen, that's the beauty of it, right? Each and every one of these players, they had their experiences and they are helping the next generation of players to grow as well into the places that they want to be in. Two incredible rosters that we have seen in the Valorant Skirmish Season 2, but I really want to see how these teams later on down the line are going to be going up against TC to see exactly which one of them are going to be the ones to try and take a win. Because don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, here at Insync Productions, we are hoping to get a LAN out to you guys real soon to see exactly which one of these players and which one of these brand new teams are going to be the one to take the #1 position in the entire country and possibly take the next scene by storm.
That's definitely there, Aggie. I'll have to admit, but at the same time, it was an amazing journey from your side as well, from Instinct Productions and Inspire Broadband. Hope to see you guys again as our paths may cross. But at the same time, before we wrap it up, as Rosa mentioned about sharing toilet seats, Aggie, তুই আমার লাগে কয়টা toilet seat share করছস? In my home, in Cox's Bazar.
Stop. Continue. Continue with the.
Anyways, I mean, we actually have casted from Cox's Bazar as well. Now that I think about it,
Yes.
I think we have, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Exactly. But then, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for staying tuned till the next tournament from Instinct Productions or Inspire Broadband. Take care, and we get to have an opportunity, maybe if I'm still in the country, that is, have an opportunity to meet you guys again. Take care, pray for us, and auf Wiedersehen.
Get out of my way!
I am the hunter!
Here comes the party!
I got this.
Inspire Broadband. Internet, we make it best.
Lag! If it's jumping between 134, 66.
Who's looking at me? Somebody's looking at me. Come on, brother, please, no.
Our service crushes lag with up to 99.9% uptime, gaming cache for Steam and Epic, and FTP servers that move at the speed of light.
Inspire Broadband. Internet, we make it best.
স্ট্রিমিং হবে বাফারলেস, স্ট্রিমিং হবে আলট্রা এইচডিতে।
That's how you wanna play it.